we've had our first gameplay as well as player likeness and equipment updates released from Madden 27 via Eric Rayweather. And I'm here to go over some of the things that he talked about and pointed out in his gameplay release, as well as the player likeness video that he released. So one of the main things that he mentioned during the gameplay is that stepping up in the pocket is faster and drifting back is slower. So it gives you more incentive when you're in the pocket to step up versus continuously backing up. And if you watched any of my videos in the past talking about how to become a better passer or how to become better on offense, stepping up in the pocket was always one of those things, because backing up can only lead to worse behavior or worse outcome. Also, another thing that he noted is that there's more shots of coordinators celebrating in the booth and on the sideline going into halftime and in between quarters and things of that nature. So we've asked for real life coordinators to be in the game for some years now. And not only are they in the game, but they are spotlighting them during these games. He also mentioned NFL primetime theme music, which I learned about during the beta. And I actually have recorded on some of my gameplay. I have some of that gameplay recorded. I may actually post a clip of the audio on my Instagram and TikTok account just to show you guys that this is actually in a game. And I remember when I first heard it that I wanted to mention it in a video and I never did, that I thought that that was pretty cool. And just like he mentioned in his gameplay video, it's not all the time, it's not every game, but every so often, which makes it feel nostalgic. For all those who grew up in the early to mid 2000s, it will bring you back down memory lane for sure. He also pinpoints how the defensive line sheds the O-line quickly, a lot quicker than previously. And I can attest to this in college football, because if you played college football, you know that this is a true thing. And me personally, I thought it was just because, you know, I'm doing a dynasty rebuild with a one-star university and our offensive line just sucked. But as our offensive line continues to get better and better, there's still quicker sheds by the defensive line. So I'm assuming that this is just an overall thing that they've done for both college football and Madden. And we just have to deal with it and just have to build around it, which I don't find it to be too much of an issue because I've been able to win around it. But just a heads up for those who aren't aware of it, this is a thing. The defensive line will shed the offensive line a lot quicker than normal. So you have to be prepared and game plan around that. He also brings up custom adjustments, but I've already spoken on custom adjustments in my tutorial in college football, as well as in videos unveiling the information that EA had leaked for Madden 27 about custom adjustments and so on and so forth. So if you want to know anything about custom adjustments, it's simply you put together a preset adjustment of things that you would typically run on a play, and you can basically create your play on the fly by clicking two buttons in either pre-play selection, or after you select the play, you have the option to press left bumper or L1 to bring up your custom adjustments and choose which adjustment you want to use for that play, making it very easy to not only audible but create a play on the fly just by pressing a click or two of a couple buttons. And he also talks about formation shifts and how you can disguise what play you're actually trying to use by simply selecting what formation you want it to look like you're in, and then as soon as you get ready to run the play, they break into the said formation and play that you actually chose. This is actually an extremely dope feature, especially when it comes to trying to trick your opponent or trying to fool your opponent and disguise what type of play you're calling. Because in the past, and even recently, I've done that, but in a different manner. So what I would do was, if there were certain plays that I wanted to use or certain formations that I wanted to use, I would go into my formation subs in my franchise menu so that I wouldn't have to do it game by game. And I would set certain formations up to have the same personnel as other plays. So when I do select the play, I could choose a different formation and audible over to the formation that I actually want to use. This is changing that up. You don't even have to go through all of that nonsense. You just simply choose the formation that you want to hide behind, and then they'll come out in that formation. And then before you get ready to hike, they'll go to the formation and the play that you actually chose. Also, another thing pointed out is player likeness and equipment updates. They finally adjusted the pants length. They're not fully above the knee. They're right on the top of the knee, should I say. But it's a lot better than it was in previous years. They've gotten a lot of flack for having those baggy, low-riding pants, and that's because of the NFL. The NFL has strict rules in place that don't allow EA to be able to do certain things. That's why you see certain things in college football that you don't see in Madden, like the knee pads above, or the pants above the knees, the different color hanging mouthpieces. Like, they don't have the different color hanging mouthpieces in Madden because it's illegal and it's not in the rules. And it's the same thing with the pants. So it's nice to see that EA actually managed a way to appease the NFL and the crowd at the same time. The pants aren't above the knees, but they're much higher and they're right on the top of the knees. He also showed the player likeness updates. There's updates for several players that weren't in the game and several incoming rookies, whether it be first round picks, second round picks, third round picks, you name it. They got him in the game. They got Zachariah Branch in the game. They also added Shedeur Sanders in the game, but he highlighted the fact that Shedeur Sanders didn't actually get a face scan. They actually had to put together a custom face for him, like they do some of their players in college football, because he didn't get a face scan. But for them to be able to do that, it actually ended up coming out pretty accurate. I'm sure eventually he'll get his full-on face scan, but Shedeur Sanders' player likeness is in the game, as well as Dylan Gabriel, as well as a multitude of other players, Deion Dawkins, Cam Scatterboo, Zach Bond. A lot of players who weren't in the game, who went years without being in the game, have actually finally got their face scan in the game. And I don't believe George Pickens is in the game. He didn't spotlight or highlight that, but I assume that he's still not in the game as far as his face scan is concerned. But if you want to see the full list or repertoire of face scans that have been added in the game, just check out Eric Rayweather's video. I have it linked in the description box as well as the comment section, so you all can take a look at that for yourself. He also mentioned, as far as equipment wise is concerned, that they have the smaller pads just like they introduced in college football. They also have the compression shirt as well as the smaller shooter sleeve combo that was added in College Football 27. It is also added in Madden as well. He showed off a bunch of different cleats. He showed off the helmet size and helmet tilts as well. So if you like to see all of these things, again, I'll have it linked in the comment section as well as the description box, so you can check out Eric Rayweather's video for yourself. But let me know your thoughts and feedback in the comment section. How are y'all feeling about these new changes and adjustments that have been made to Madden? Are you feeling high on them? Are you feeling low? Are you feeling like you're going to continue to play college football, or are you going to play both? I'll be playing both. But again, leave me your feedback in the comment section. As always, if you're here for the first time or you're returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with more Madden 27 content, whether that be tips, tricks, tutorials, team builder content, franchise content, draft class content, you name it, we'll have it here. Again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. That's been my time. Till next time. Peace.